What's happening, meat popsicles? So apparently, Borderlands is getting a movie. I know, we've been there before. Video game movie, cringe, fi and shame. I know. Scary stuff, scary thought. Anyway, you're going to be surprised to find out that there are two big talent names playing two major characters from the game in the movie. Who are they? What's this movie about? I'm Darkshadow YouTube Assassin. Let's get into this. So, as I was saying, yes, they are making a movie based on Borderlands, and we all know how these movies go. Usually they suck. The original Mortal Kombat might be one of the exceptions. Mario Brothers, definitely not. Tomb Raider, decent. The two Tomb Raider movies, they were okay. But for the most part, we really don't get a lot of good movies that are adaptations of video games. I think the very last one that I saw that was really good was the Sonic movie. It was actually really good. I was kind of shocked. Anyway, Borderlands will be getting a movie, and apparently it's going to be a high-budget kind of movie. Lionsgate is doing it, and one of the reasons that I say it might be a high-budget kind of movie is that they've actually got Kevin Hart to play the role of Roland from the first two Borderlands games. Now, I know a lot of people are kind of on the fence about this. I know the forums that I was looking into where I was researching this, a couple of people don't see Kevin Hart in that role. They actually see, somebody like Denzel Washington in that role. But I kind of think that Kevin Hart may be a good fit. The Borderlands series is really kind of raunchy. It's got some potty humor, but it also has some really dramatic moments that kind of push it forward. But there's just a lot of humor. Now, I know Roland as a character is not the most humorous character, but I could see where Kevin Hart's kind of personality would really win us over in a movie like this. I don't think he'll be super funny, and Eli Roth, he is the director. He's saying that we're going to see a side of Kevin that we haven't seen before. Another good fit that some people were saying was Will Smith, because Will Smith could actually pull off the, hilarity while still being dramatic at the same time, as we've seen him do many times before. So it's kind of wild to think that that's what they're going to be doing, that this is their guy, this is their character. They're grabbing Kevin Hart. Now, if you think that that's kind of crazy, they've already got Lilith, the siren from the first game, the redhead. She is going to be played by Cate Blanchett. Now, I don't know. I don't know where we're going with this movie. I don't know if they're going to do the romance thing there. I don't know if they're going to kind of do a combination of the first two games. I mean, there's so many different kind of personalities in the first game. You have Brick, the giant, that just ogre man. You have Mordecai, who, he's got that weird looking bird thing. And I mean, obviously we're going to be on a foreign world and stuff like that. And because that's what Borderlands takes place on. It takes place on the planet Pandora. But then you've got all these other little side characters. You've got Dr. Zed. You've got Marcus, the munition seller. You've got Scooter. There's going to be so many different things that, and so many personalities that are going to be a part of this. You really have to have the right cast. I don't know, and I'm hoping that this will work, because I actually do have some interest in this movie. You have Cate Blanchett, you have, Kevin Hart. I'm kind of intrigued. I would love to see where this is going to go. I know that we don't know when it's going to begin filming. We don't know the time frame of release when they want to do that. But we do know that they're going to be filming in Budapest, Hungary. So, that may give us the landscape kind of look that we've got here. And I think it would be interesting. But I don't know. I don't know about having Kevin Hart and Kate Blanchett. I wonder what their chemistry would be like. I wonder who else they're going to have added to this cast. Again, if you're going to have the main four, the Vault Hunters, you've already got two of the four from the first game. I mean, unless they're going to kind of like do a mashup of like the first two games and maybe do two of the Vault Hunters from the second game, I don't see them adding all 8 or even 6. 4 is going to be a lot to work with because you're going to have to deal with a lot of quirky personalities from all the other minor players. I kind of picture it almost kind of like a Mad Max kind of movie. I really feel like it's not going to be that serious, that crazy. Again, this is a series steeped in just raunchy, hilarious humor. And I want to know who's going to play Claptrap. I think if they get the voice actor for Claptrap back in this movie, I mean, obviously they'll probably CGI him. The vehicles, they'll probably do partial CGI, partial actually working things. But again, we don't even know what the plot is at this point. I'm just picturing it, and maybe I'm just going over the top with my own imagination. But this whole loot and shoot thing, if it's done right, it may be an exciting film franchise. If it's done wrong, it will be another Blood Rain or another Mario Brothers. It will be just another disaster. This is one of those things that it either bombs or it does extremely well. There is no room for this to be mediocre or just passable. This has to be absolutely, and I'm hoping it's absolutely on point. I really want to love it. I really want to support this. I love the Borderlands series. It's a funny series. It's exciting. There's a lot of stuff to do. There's a lot of missions, in-game people you meet, exciting situations. There's a lot of humor. There's a lot of drama. There's a lot of action, obviously. I mean, there's just a lot to do. So I don't know. I don't know who I would like to see playing the other characters, but I think I kind of want to say they're off to a good start. I kind of do. I could kind of see Kevin Hart, doing his thing as Roland. I could kind of see Kate Blanchett working. I've seen, I think it was called Movie 21 or Movie 42, something like that, where she did a scene alongside Hugh Jackman, and I don't want to tell you what that, but it was like a really raunchy kind of scene where it was like their first date or something. It was just absolutely hilarious. It was just, that movie was not what I expected it was going to be. It was like a whole skit movie, and there were a lot of funny parts. There were a lot of parts that made me question, why am I watching this movie? But for the most part, I thought it was pretty funny. I really did enjoy it. But now, seeing a movie like this, it does make me a little nervous because, again, it's a series I like. I don't want to see them do it wrong. Look at what happened to the Assassin's Creed movie. It wasn't good. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't good. It could have been way, way better. It could have been way, way better. The plot was off. It was stuff we didn't recognize. I know they kind of wanted to make that film, pleasing to people who don't even know what the series is about. But I kind of felt like they isolated or they excluded the fans. The fan base was like, what is this? There were some parts that were cool. For the most part, it drug on. I don't want to see that happen again. And when it comes to these kind of movies, we really tend to see that a lot. I don't know many movies that were video games originally that made it to the big screen and were excellent. Other than, like I say, Sonic was very good. The original Mortal Kombat, when it first came out, it was pretty good. Tomb Raider, the first Tomb Raider was okay. The second Tomb Raider, a little less than okay. It was still all right. I know they made like a Tomb Raider movie based on the reboot that they did, and I don't even remember hearing anything about that movie. That's the scary part. The Resident Evil movies, completely, I feel like they had nothing to do with the series, with the games. They went off in their own direction. Even when they introduced the new characters, I think that people just went to see it just because it was like really campy and weird. The Silent Hill movie, again, another movie that really, I think it started out kind of similar to the video game, to the original video game, but then they went off on some tangents. They took some liberties. Mario Brothers movie we don't want to talk about. And I know there have been like a couple of other movies that were video game related that are just kind of weird and stuff. That, even obscure things like Alone in the Dark. That was actually made into a movie. I watched it. It really was not memorable. It really was not good. But anyway, let me know your thoughts. What do you think of the cast already? You've got Kevin Hart as Roland, and you have Cate Blanchett as Lilith. Who do you think should round out the cast? Do you think that it should be the first game only? Do you think that there are any particular people you would love to see in the roles of supporting cast members who maybe have that kind of flair in life that you picture them being that character in the game? What video game movies have you enjoyed? And what were your absolute worst that you absolutely hated? Are you excited for a Borderlands movie? Or do you think they should have just never even put that pen to paper to decide to make this a freaking a movie at all? And what video game would you like to see made into a movie? I'd love to hear about that from any of you. Let me know that in the comments below. Other than that, I really do hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe. It helps this channel out an awful lot. As always, I want to thank each and every one of you for watching. And until the next time, take care, be good, stay safe.